Is it possible that there was something deeper hidden behind what seemed like just a beautiful reunion? Was the long-awaited gathering of BTS on the Los Angeles beach really just about smiles, laughter, and nostalgia, or was there a truth so unexpected that even Jungkook was left speechless? This is the burning question now circling through the minds of millions of ARMYs around the globe. A moment that was supposed to be simple and heartwarming suddenly transformed into a wave of speculation after TAEHYUNG spoke up, saying something that no one had ever imagined. Everyone knew the reunion was a special one. After months, some would say years, of being apart, following individual projects, military service, and personal commitments, seeing BTS together again by the Los Angeles shoreline felt like a dream come true. The pictures and videos that spread across social media captured them laughing, singing, and playing like the old days. For ARMY, it was medicine for their hearts, a scene they had longed for endlessly. But then came the twist no one expected. Behind the joy of that night, there was another layer. Something heavier. Something TAEHYUNG decided could no longer stay hidden. His expression, more serious than usual, immediately shifted the atmosphere. Fans later described how the entire group seemed to sense that what was about to be revealed would not be lighthearted. "There's something we've all been holding back," TAEHYUNG began, his voice soft but strong enough for everyone to hear. The words instantly froze the cheerful air. Jungkook's reaction in particular sent shockwaves. He turned to look at TAEHYUNG with a stunned expression, his brows furrowed, as though he could not process what had just been said. Why did TAEHYUNG choose this moment, this reunion, to voice something so serious? Why was Jungkook the one most visibly shaken? According to sources close to the scene, Jungkook even lowered his head, pressing his hand to his temple as if absorbing the weight of TAEHYUNG's statement. Short clips captured by bystanders spread like wildfire across Twitter and TikTok, leaving ARMYs panicked, curious, and desperate for answers. Within hours, theories exploded. Some believed TAEHYUNG was hinting at internal struggles among members, while others thought it was about BTS's future after contract extensions. But the truth was even more emotional than the rumors. TAEHYUNG revealed that the reunion in LA wasn't only a casual get-together. It carried a promise. A long-held burden that he had been carrying in silence. Looking directly at Jungkook, TAEHYUNG confessed that there had been something missing, something he had regretted, and that Jungkook was one of the reasons for that regret. "I don't want there to be regrets anymore," TAEHYUNG said with a trembling voice. The statement cut through the night like a wave crashing against the shore. Jungkook, usually so strong and cheerful, could barely find words. His eyes glistened, and the cameras caught him biting his lip, overwhelmed with emotion. Fans watching the clips described it as the most vulnerable moment they had ever seen from the Golden Magne. Speculation only intensified. Was TAEHYUNG apologizing for something in the past? Was this about decisions made during the height of their fame? Or was he sending a message about BTS's future, reminding everyone that beyond music and fame, they were family? Each member's reaction painted its own story. Jin remained quiet, his face unreadable. J-Hope bowed his head, hands clasped tightly. RM turned his gaze to the sea, heavy and thoughtful. Jimin's eyes brimmed with tears, while Suga simply stayed still, as if lost in reflection. It was no longer just a reunion. It had become a moment of raw honesty that few had ever expected to witness. Even ARMYs who had watched BTS for over a decade admitted they had never seen them so fragile, so human. The reunion shifted from celebration to deep reflection in a matter of seconds. When asked later by someone on the crew about TAEHYUNG's statement, Jungkook's only response was, "I didn't expect him to say it here." That one line fueled even more questions. What exactly had he meant? The reunion in Los Angeles was supposed to be about nostalgia. But now, it was a turning point. A confession long buried had surfaced, and Jungkook, perhaps more than anyone else, seemed deeply impacted. Was this the beginning of a new chapter for BTS? Or was it a reminder that unresolved emotions lingered beneath their unshakable bond? For armies, these mysteries kept discussions alive for days. Theories, edits, emotional tributes, they all flooded social media. Some insisted that Taehyung was pointing toward hardships during BTS's peak years, when industry pressure weighed heavier than anyone outside could imagine. Others believed his words hinted at their direction moving forward, a plea to never lose sight of their brotherhood amidst fame. Yet after all the wild speculation, a different truth began to surface. What many didn't realize was that Taehyung's words, while emotional, had been misinterpreted. According to staff present, his statement was not about hidden conflicts or dramatic secrets. Instead, it was his way of expressing gratitude for the reunion itself, his longing, his love for his brothers, and his wish that none of them would live with regrets about time lost apart. The line, "I don't want there to be regrets anymore," was heartfelt, but its meaning was simpler than fans initially thought. It was about cherishing the present and valuing the bond they had fought so hard to preserve. As for Jungkook's shocked reaction, staff later clarified that he was not stunned by some hidden truth but was touched that Taehyung had spoken so honestly in front of everyone. A close friend revealed that Jungkook was simply moved by Taehyung's sincerity, something rarely expressed so openly in public. Unfortunately, the short, out-of-context clip spread across platforms painted a much more dramatic picture. Social media exaggerated the narrative, turning an emotional but simple moment into a supposed confession that never really happened. This is not the first time such a phenomenon has affected BTS. Since their debut, almost every small gesture or phrase has been magnified, reinterpreted, and dramatized by fans and media alike. Their global status means that even 5 seconds of footage can spiral into endless theories. The LA reunion proved to be yet another example. In reality, the gathering was warm, joyous, and healing. BTS laughed, sang, teased each other, and even played by the waves. If tears were shed, they were tears of joy for finally being together again, not because of dark secrets being unveiled. As major fan accounts later clarified, there was no shocking truth. There was only love, gratitude, and sincerity. Over time, these clarifications helped calm the storm of speculation, though the moment left a lasting lesson for both fans and media: how quickly perception can be twisted by the hunger for drama. Perhaps the deeper question is this: do we as fans sometimes crave drama more than truth? Are we too quick to interpret every glance, every phrase, as something larger than it really is? BTS, more than just idols, are humans at the center of a massive spotlight. Their smallest actions can be magnified into stories far beyond their original intent. And while that is part of their global phenomenon, it also reminds us to tread carefully in separating fact from fantasy. In the end, the Los Angeles reunion was not about shocking confessions.